started as an irresistible bargain on a rainy autumn afternoon. John Mercer, a hard-working mechanic with a modest income, had been searching for a reliable used car for months. When he spotted a sleek midnight blue sedan at a rundown dealership on the edge of town, the price seemed too good to be true. The salesman's casual reassurances about minor electrical issues and a few scratches from its past life convinced John that he'd found his perfect ride. Little did he know that the car's past was far more sinister than any dent or faded paint. In the first few weeks, John was delighted with his new purchase. The car ran smoothly during the day, and its elegant lines and comfortable interior quickly won him over. But as dusk fell, a series of inexplicable events began to disturb his routine. While driving home on quiet suburban streets, John first noticed something peculiar in his rearview mirror. A fleeting glimpse of a shadowy figure standing motionless in the back seat. He chalked it up to a trick of the light or perhaps his tired eyes. Yet as the nights grew longer, the presence became impossible to ignore. One evening, on a deserted stretch of highway, the car's radio inexplicably switched from his favorite classic rock station to a thick, unyielding static. In the midst of the crackle, a soft, sorrowful humming emerged, a melody that sent chills down his spine. The hum persisted for several minutes before abruptly fading into silence. John's rational mind struggled to explain these anomalies, but an uneasy feeling settled deep within him. The turning point came on a storm-lashed night. John was driving along a winding country road when suddenly the headlights flickered and dimmed. For a split second, everything went pitch black. When the lights sputtered back to life, a piercing cry, like that of a woman in anguish, echoed through the car's interior. Heart pounding, John slammed on the brakes and pulled over to the side of the road. He sat frozen in the driver's seat, straining his ears. The sound came again, softer this time, as if carried by the wind. Looking into the rearview mirror, he thought he saw the faint outline of a woman, her face contorted in pain, before she melted away into the darkness. Unable to shake his growing terror, John began investigating the car's history. Late-night trips to the local library and countless hours scouring old newspaper archives finally unearthed a chilling tale. The sedan had once belonged to a young woman named Evelyn Hartley, a promising artist whose life was cut brutally short. According to archived records, Evelyn had been found dead under mysterious circumstances. Rumors swirled that she had been the victim of a passionate, fatal dispute. Some accounts suggested that she'd been locked inside the trunk during a violent altercation, while others whispered of a car accident staged to cover up the murder. The more John read, the more he realized that the car was cursed, a vessel for a restless spirit trapped between life and death. Previous owners had reported strange occurrences, disembodied whispers, sudden temperature drops, and unexplained shadows. John's initial skepticism gave way to dread as he pieced together the tragic story of Evelyn's final moments. Determined to put the haunting to rest, John resolved to confront the ghost that had taken hold of his life. One particularly stormy night, he parked the sedan in an abandoned lot away from prying eyes. Armed with only a flashlight and his racing heartbeat, he sat alone in the car, addressing the unseen presence. "Evelyn," he called out softly, his voice trembling. "If you're here, I want to help. Please, tell me what you need." For a long, agonizing moment, nothing happened. Then, as if in response to his plea, the car's interior temperature plummeted. The edges of the flashlight beam seemed to blur, and before him, a luminous figure began to materialize. It was Evelyn, her eyes filled with sorrow and an unspoken fury, her expression both tragic and terrifying. In that frozen moment, John felt a cold, spectral hand grip his heart, as though absorbing every ounce of his fear and despair. The car convulsed violently as thunder roared outside, and in a cacophony of whispering winds and static-laden voices, the spirit's anguish poured forth. The vision of Evelyn was both a plea for release and a manifestation of the unresolved pain of her death. As quickly as it had appeared, the figure faded into the darkness, leaving John trembling in the silence that followed. John was found by a passing motorist early the next morning, slumped in the driver's seat with wide, haunted eyes and a silence that spoke volumes of the night's terror. Though physically unharmed, he was forever altered by the experience. The sedan was towed away shortly after, its fate uncertain, leaving behind whispers and local legends of a ghostly car that roamed deserted roads. Haunted by the memory of that fateful night, John eventually moved on, but the experience never left him. Neighbors recalled the strange sounds emanating from his driveway and the way he would stare off into the distance, lost in memories of a spectral encounter. And on stormy nights when the wind howled just right, some swore they could see a lonely car with flickering headlights and the sorrowful silhouette of a woman, forever searching for justice and peace. In the end, the death car incident served as a grim reminder. Sometimes the past is best left undisturbed, and when it calls out in pain and longing, no bargain, even the most tempting, can shield one from the ghosts that refuse to rest.